Let's bring in one of the architects of Obamacare, MIT economics professor Jonathan Gruber. Good to see you, sir. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good to be here, Maria.
So we know what Donald Trump has said on the campaign trail. Can you change the legislation but leave things like pre-existing conditions, young people on their parents' plan? Because those are the two things that Donald Trump said are worth keeping.
There's 2 points, Maria. First of all, on pre-existing conditions, let's be clear, that isn't the big problem that the Affordable Care Act fixed. So let's take the example of my wife. She's a breast cancer survivor. If Donald Trump says insurers can no longer exclude pre-existing conditions, she could walk in and the insurer should say, yes, you have pre-existing condition, I won't exclude it, but I'm going to charge you $10,000 a month, or I'll just deny you insurance. Donald Trump doesn't solve those problems. The Affordable Care Act does.
Okay, but the Affordable Care Act also has made it incredibly expensive for business and for individuals. I mean, there's a reason that United Healthcare said they were going to lose $1 billion on it, and so they're pulling out of the plan. So obviously there's something seriously wrong with this legislation to upset so many people because they can't afford it.
But Maria, I'm afraid you're just wrong on that. Let's start with businesses. 150 million Americans get insurance through their employer. The cost of employer insurance today is $3,100 lower than it would have been that was projected before Obamacare. Individual insurance, which is paid by about 7 million people, is exactly where it would have been absent Obamacare. The press coverage has been completely misleading on this. Obamacare has actually saved people money.
So why have 3 major insurance companies left the exchanges?
They've left the exchanges because and we're in a transition period.
Yeah.
Any new insurance market goes through a transition period.
So why are we seeing, on average, 25% increases in premiums next year, and in a state like Arizona, you're going to see premiums up 116%?
Well, basically, if you look at it, Maria, what you're not accounting for is actually premiums were 20% below where they would have been without the law before these increases. Basically what happened is insurers came in too low. They realized it. Now they're catching up. They're basically where they would have been without the law.
You know, I've had this debate with Zeke Emanuel many times, and it's very hard to make the case that you're making knowing what the reality is. And the reality is that families cannot afford Obamacare. And the reality is that the premiums for families across the country have skyrocketed. And even if you're in a plan with your company, like you say so many people are, companies are not hiring more workers because they are being forced to provide health care. So the plan 100% is being looked at as way too expensive. That's not press, that's not speculation. This is what families and businesses are saying. Let's talk about businesses in general, because we have a lot of small businesses on this program. And what they constantly say, day after day, is the reason that they're not hiring more employees is because they can't afford to offer health insurance. And the reason that they don't want to take the number of employees that they have above 50 is because they will be forced to offer insurance. And the reason that they are turning full-time jobs into part-time jobs is so that they can avoid paying for the insurance. So you want to separate business and individuals? Fine, let's do it. Businesses are not hiring workers because the legislation is too expensive.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, Islam national, underground, thunder bounce when I stop the ground. Like a million elephants, a silverback orangutan, you can't stop a train. Who wants some, don't come unprepared, I'll be there. But when I leave there, better be a household name. Weatherman telling us it ain't gon' rain. So now we sitting in a drop top soaking wet. In a silk suit, try not to sweat. Hit somersaults without the net. But this be the year that we won't forget. 1999.
We can do this! Jojo, hand me that old bucket filled with bum sperm!
No!
MacGruber! MacGruber! The guy's a freaking genius! MacGruber!
Gotcha, bitch!